Hello there, and welcome to the lab presentation video. Today, I will be demonstrating Archimedes Principle. Archimedes Principle is a fundamental physics law. States that the upward buoyant force that is exerted on an object immersed in a fluid is equal to the weight of the fluid that the object displaces. This means that the denser of the liquid, the greater the buoyant force it will produce when the same amount of its displaced. Why is that? That's because the weight of that it displaced liquid will be greater. For this demonstration, I have 5 different fluids in plastic cups, along with 5 dice to test Archimedes' principle, whether the dice floats or sinks. As you can see here, I have 5 different fluids with different densities listed from greatest to leastest. As you can see here, I have 5 different fluids such as dish soap, water, vegetable oil, corn and canola oil, and rubbing alcohol. As this lab progresses, one of each dice will be dropped to determine whether the object floats or sinks. Note, not all objects will remain afloat. Now, I'll demonstrate the principle. Now, as you see right here, you can probably see the dish soap took a little bit longer for the dice to sink at the bottom of the cup. As with a higher density, the buoyant force is greater than expected. Since most of the fluids have different densities, the weight of the form of each dice will produce in each situation as you're seeing here previous seconds ago. But since the weight of the cube stays the same depending whether dice or cube you have, the position of the cube in each liquid should be different, such as the dish soap taking the longest to sink down. And however, with the rubbing alcohol, it seems a lot faster than water, vegetable oil, corn and canola oil, and eventually dish soap. With this, it should remain very close to the surface of the densest liquids and will at least float lower and lower, or other terms, sink very slowly as the gravitational force is way greater than the upward buoyant force. With this, it also applies to each other object that will float, such as icebergs, ships, and even objects that are dumped into a body of liquid. Like, this is very essential from shipbuilding, as if Archimedes' principle is very important, and without this, most of the ships will sink in the bottom depths of the ocean. What I'm saying here, that density is equal to the mass divided by its volume. In other words, the mass of the object is proportional to the volume of the object submerged to that liquid. Now, as you can see here, all the dice didn't remain afloat. It sank. The dice in the dish soap floated a little bit, but it sank over time. On of water, it just dropped right here, including the vegetable oil, corn and canola oil, and the rubbing alcohol. And as you can see here, there is nothing much about it, but if you have different materials such as wood, it will remain afloat, besides with water and all that. But it depends whether the object and whatever the material of the object, the type of fluid, and within everything else. So that's how Archimedes' principle works in a nutshell. If you have any questions, just come by over to me or just leave the comment down below of the video. Well, see you next time on the lab video presentation.